from beginning. Okay, now it works. Hi, I'm Lucas from Lightning Labs. My role at Lightning Labs is Lightning Evangelist, which means I do business development, community building. And the idea of this talk is to give an overview of like the product stack that we have. Like Lightning Labs is a company that develops L&D, but also a lot of tools that developers, mainly app developers, can use to develop their own apps. Can you see it well? Okay, so we have the overview I'll give. We'll go through LSATs and Aperture, Lightning Node Connect, which is which we call LNC, Terminal, Loop, Pool, and then Taro and LND. So it goes like from more like app developer tools to protocol. So what is LSATs? LSATs, or Lightning Service Authentication Tokens, they are basically macaroons, and macaroons are like cookies with identity. And these macaroons are combined with a payment, with a pre-image, so you can confirm, like you can like have an authentication that you can use in applications and websites. So you can communicate with APIs and prove that you paid for access for that API or for that content before. So Aperture is an implementation of LSATs, and it's used like a reverse proxy, so you can communicate with the node that paid to bake the macaroons and to confirm that the macaroons have like the pre-image and the payment was made. You have, I'm just like giving an overview. If you want to like really learn more about LSATs, there's an awesome presentation by Hannah he gave for the boats.fun hackathon, one of the hackathons they made before. Hannah did a really good presentation giving a more deep dive on LSATs. The only other thing that I will do regarding LSATs and Aperture is showing you a few of the projects and experiments that people are doing around LSATs in the wild. So the Sphinx meme server, Loop and Pool were the first products that were using LSATs for authentication and identity. And also now Mash and some pet projects by Albi. They're just experimenting and testing and trying things with LSATs. There are pretty like cool things that you can do with LSATs. This Albi project, for example, now they're calling it another thing. In the beginning, it was LSATagram, I don't know, something related with Instagram, and now it's Nakaphoto, apparently. You can like both upload photos, and then you can receive payments for the people that want to access the images that you uploaded. So this website, this project also uses LSATs to do that. And they have also like a mixtape, and Mash also uses LSATs for their wallet. You can like, this wallet is like, what is it called? Like, it's not a browser wallet, it's a widget in websites that are that have the Mash wallet. And then you can have like a specific budgeting that you can make, like, oh, this website can spend a specific amount of sats from my wallet for access to the content and stuff like that. The meme server from Sphinx also uses it, and then like you can go through Hannah's presentation and learn more about it. Also, Leo's great documentation on docs.lightning.engineering. Okay, LNC. I think LNC is a really great way for app developers to start developing on Lightning, because it's an easy way for you to connect your web application and soon your mobile application to nodes. So you can easily start your project without like running your own node, or you can let your users do that. It uses end-to-end encryption, and it's a way for, because if you tried to connect an application or a website to a node before using Tor or using I2P, or it's really difficult. the connection is not super reliable. So the way LNC works, and you can go also see a deep dive on Evan's presentation also on boat.fun. Thank you, boat.fun. um, it uses the Lightning terminal for creating the access tokens. So the Lightning Node Connect lives in the lit-d daemon, which is a bundle of LND, loop, bool, aperture, and LNC. So LNC is where you create this LNC sessions. So Lightning Terminal lit-d is where you create these LNC sessions, which is a way for you to then authorize these applications and websites to connect to your node. And this is a really simple way. The way you connect your node, the user connects their node to the applications and websites is really simple. They just need to create the sessions. They will have like 10 words that they will copy and paste to the website or application, and then they will have a connection that will be done through an intermediate proxy, which is also built on Aperture. This mailbox proxy, right now, it's run by us at Lightning Labs, but anyone will be able to run their own proxies. So, and like, although you're trusting this proxy to run the service, they can't read any of the messages or content or anything that is being communicated between the LNC or your node and the WASM client embedded into a website or application. So it uses like PA key, noise, encryption, and all those things that I won't be able to explain here, but Evan's presentation will explain it better, and also the docs.lightning.engineering. Go. Okay, so LNC evolution, what's coming? Mobile coming soon. Evan is working on a mobile version of LNC, and then not only will you will be able to connect your node to website applications, but also mobile applications. We have like an LNC web NPM package, so it's pretty easy to integrate LNC into your application or website. And then we have, so here's the LNC, here's the LNC NPM package. You can, I'll put links in the end and you can access it. Oh, here's the link. But what's coming is LNC React Native, that it's an NPM package for you to connect, to use LNC in your mobile application. And then what's also coming is documentation around, documentation around how can you run your own mailbox proxy. So it's not like everyone trusting only on Lightning Labs to run this mailbox proxies. And then, I need to put point here, so of course. Then some like LNC integrations in the wild. We released LNC pretty recently, but we already have, of course, Lightning Terminal uses it for you to connect your node and manage your node through the web to a web browser. But also now LN Markets integrated it, so it's another option for you to log into your LN Markets account and make payments through there. And also there's this Ring Tools application that was done by the Connect the World Ring of Fire community. So it's an application for you to coordinate this Ring of Fires. And Albi is in the process of integrating it. And Evan at TabConf, he did a workshop on LNC, and he actually created a new application during the week of TabConf just to show like how easy it is to integrate LNC into an application. This application that he created is, how's it called? Echo. It's like from the Zeus family of products, and it's an application for you, on a desktop application for you to interact with the podcasting 2.0 ecosystem. Then another thing that is pretty useful, especially if you're using LNC to connect to your application or website. One thing that I noticed when talking with a bunch of like OG Lightning applications is like some of this, like especially those that are run by hobbyists that don't have like a huge team and stuff like that. There's like, oh, I would like to focus only on developing my application, but I need to run a node, I need to manage liquidity, I need to do a bunch of stuff that it's not like that easy. So we're working on improving that experience of managing your node. That's why we have Lightning Terminal, which is a web UI for node operators to use our products Loop and Pool, but also open channels, manage their liquidity. And we have a bunch of things that are that we are improving in terms of the UI, in the UX of interacting with these nodes and managing them. Before, you could only do a bunch of the things that I'm showing here through CLI. So let's show you about some of these UX improvements. One of them is like how you connect your node through LNC. Now, before you had to create a session, copy the word. Now you have like some magic links and QR codes there, so it's pretty easier. We also have a mobile UX now, so you can access your terminal website through your phone. And we also have this like card UX and improvements and more frictionless loop setup when you are trying to use Lightning Loop. For Lightning Loop, we also have Auto Loop. We always had it, like we had it before, but only through CLI. And now you can do, we have a really good UI that you can use to set your preferences and how you want to do Auto Loop. Auto Loop will, Loop, actually, I should explain, is because not everyone knows, Loop is a tool for submarine swaps that we run, and you can use Loop for pushing the liquidity that is locally in your node to the remote side, so you can get more inbound liquidity. So what you do is you push a payment through the network, and you receive the same amount back on-chain. So that way, you kind of like, because theoretically, for you to get inbound liquidity, you need to make payments. But, well, you don't want to make payments every time. So you make a payment through the network, receive it back on-chain, and then now you have your channel more balanced. And you can set Auto Loop to do that for you, depending on what you want. Like, oh, I want to loop out when I have my liquidity in a certain percentage, the inbound liquidity is in a certain percentage, or when on-chain fees are lower than X. So you can set a lot of different things there. Okay. Also, we are simplifying Pool because the UX of Pool, it's not that simple when you're a beginner. And now we have the Pool, the bid side of Pool. It's super simplified now. You can just like drag and drop, and you can slide the stuff and acquire inbound liquidity. So it's pretty simple now. And then upcoming improvements that are coming is an improvement in the autopilot UX, and now we're going to have auto fees. So you're going to have you're going to be able to automatically set your channel's fees depending on what you want. If your inbound liquidity is depleting or stuff like that. So you can just your terminal will automatically change the fees for you, so a more natural rebalance will happen. We also have this permissioning, more custom and granular permissioning that you'll be able to create for the LNC sessions. So that will be not only useful for big companies that may have, like, I don't know, someone that is managing liquidity but shouldn't be able to send payments or shouldn't be able to close channel. I don't know. You will have like a lot of different settings that you can set, and that is also useful for applications and websites that are using LNC, because you can give a specific you can give a specific permission for that website. You can maybe allow them to create invoices and receive payments for your node, but not send payments. Another thing that will come soon is like custodial off-chain accounts using macaroons and multi-node support for terminals. So all these like big companies can also manage all their nodes through the same UI. And then we had like a great presentation. I don't know like how long I've been talking. Is there like a 10 minutes? Okay. So I'm going fast. Leo gave a great presentation on Taro yesterday, but I'm just like mentioning it and showing some of the things. Like Taro, as you probably all know, is a taproot overlay that allows you to issue assets on the Bitcoin network, and then you can also transfer these assets through the Lightning network. So it gets both the security and stability of the Bitcoin base layer, but also the fastness and low fees of Lightning. We just tagged the pre-release of the 0.1.1 alpha release. And it includes not only a series of bug fixes and improvements, but also enables some new milestones in terms of sending assets. Now you can send the full value assets. So if you have like 10 units of Leo coin, you can send all the 10 units. You couldn't do that before, and also you can send collectibles. This is like a special case of what I just mentioned, because before, if you had like one unique asset, you couldn't send it because you couldn't send your full value of your assets. Also, like lots of community experiments happening in the wild. If you go to our Slack and go to the channel Taro, you will see like a bunch of people there are like trying to create their own like universes, explorers, or experimenting with wallet UIs and stuff that people will use once we have Taro on mainnet and on Lightning. We are planning also that there are some alternative implementations that are already being like worked on, like one by Jeremy Rubin and Judica has like a Rust implementation, but also there's a Haskell implementation that appeared in the wild. And we're planning to have soon a community call, Taro community call. It will be open for anyone that wants to work on Taro projects, either like contribute to the protocol itself or think about the things that we'll be able to do in the apps in the app development side. If you want to be part of this community call, of course, we will announce it when we have a date or when we have all the details. But if you want to help us decide on the best format or the best time or best date, I think the idea is we're doing this like maybe monthly. I'm not sure. So you can reach out to me. I'll have the contact in the end of the presentation, and you can reach out to me and show your interest. And then LND, I think this is the most known of all the products that I mentioned here. It's our Lightning Labs implementation of a Lightning Network node. And some of the things that we're planning for LND 0.16 are simple taproot channels. So it will be like the first step into like the taprootization of Lightning. We'll have unadvertised taproot native channels, which means like channels that were open through a MoSig2 transaction. So it's people can't recognize if this channel, if that this is a channel opening transaction. This, in the beginning, will be only unadvertised. Because for this to happen, for the whole taprootization of Lightning to happen, there is a lot of coordination that needs to happen between all implementations. This unadvertised Taproot native channels will be in LND 0.16 because that's not like touching all the interoperability between all the different node implementations. But Spyro is also working on Taproot, so we're working with them on the specs. And the next step before this is like working on the gossip layer of Lightning for it to understand Taproot, and in the future also PTLCs. So a long road that we need to go through, but this unadvertised Taproot native channels will be already what we need like for Taro to happen on Lightning. So once we have this in LND 0.16, this is what we need for Taro on Lightning to be possible too. And besides that, we also have watchtower improvements. We have like some watchtower bugs that were accumulating during the past months, and now we're working on them, like also improving the memory requirements, disk usage, lots of like bug fixes. Also some improvement in pathfinding, like channel capacity being like taken into consideration in the mission control, which is like our probabilistic pathfinding algorithm, but also other like more accurate channel balance assumptions and stuff like that. Also for 0.16, we have a bunch of contributions coming from not only Lightning Labs, but also NIDIG, Voltage, Chain Code. They're working on all sorts of different things. So if you also want something in LND that is not being prioritized by us now, you can also go and contribute. There's a link here, and I think I didn't add the presentation to the content platform for the event, but I'll do that. And this link will have all the like guidelines for you to contribute to LND. Also, one thing that I've been doing that is really, I think it has been successful and people are liking it, is LND Review Club, which is based in like what people from Bitcoin Core were doing. It's a meeting, a written meeting where we have some LND contributor hosting a session where they go and reveal, they have like notes and questions that will give context on all the different LND pull requests and will help new contributors go through the review process. I have some people here in the audience that I know that came to some of these LND peer review clubs, and I think for most of the people that I talked with, it has been really helpful for them to get more understanding of how the different parts of the code base work together, and it's a really good way for you to learn and start your process of like contributing to LND. So I think I didn't use all my time, so we can chat here after this. So here, like the most important resources that you should know. One is docs.lightning.engineering, the great builder's guide that Leo and Hannah and others are writing, and also Hannah's videos, Hannah's educational videos on our YouTube channel. We also have now Spanish subtitles. We just released them yesterday. So if there's anyone here that is a Spanish speaker, we also have these subtitles on. And our community Slack is really incredible resource because that's where you can go and ask your questions, either questions around integrating LND to your product or using one of our different services, or any like question you have if you're a Lightning builder like we are. And we will have a lot of our team members there responding all the questions. If you want to ask me anything or ask for help directly, that's my job. So you can come and send an email or DM me on Twitter or Telegram. We we are like, me and Ryan, we are probably in touch with all the companies or projects that are building on Lightning. And we are always helping them and either helping them with their questions or things that they having calls where we have someone from our engineering team helping them or connecting them with potential business partners or potential I don't know, any kind of partner or investor. So if you want our help, just DM me and I'll be there for you. Oh, some people are taking photos here. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if anyone has any questions or if we can just wrap up here. Okay. Thank you.